After the long plane ride, we went out to lunch at a really nice seafood restaurant. These are the prawns that they barbecued. Absolutely fabulous. Little hole in the wall place, dirt road. You got to know what's there. So we wanted to check out the rifle. This is me firing my test shot at the spot on the left.
All right, go ahead.
That's not bad.
You hit it. You hit the dot.
It had rained a week or so before I got there, and there were just flowers everywhere. The desert was in bloom, and even the choyo cactus, which we could do without. But the flowers were really very pretty, including this red, white, and blue. Okay, it's purple, but red, white, and blue bunch there. These are cereus trees. They are found only within about 50 miles of where these pictures were taken. Very small swath. Looks like something that Dr. Seuss would have dreamed up. Kind of a combination of tree and cactus. This is the main part of the lodge. They just put up this beautiful mural, really incredible. First time I'd ever seen a Starlink satellite system in a truck, but when you're really remote, it's probably a good idea.
The plan for today is to hunt down this canyon. Especially go down that near ridge. Because it seems that that's where the sheep are, is on the other side of that near ridge, but before the far ridge. And we definitely see sheep down towards the point at the bottom, down by the Sea of Cortez.
Here is a dove sitting on top of a saguaro cactus, not too unusual. And here, an underground honeybee spider. This is just a view of some of the cactus and hills in the area. Really very pretty. And Sea of Cortez with Baja California in the background. You see the hills of Baja a little bit better here. We ate really well here at this place. The cooks did an amazing job. The Ocotillo cactus was in full bloom, really leafed out because of the rain. That's not an island, that's actually a peninsula and part of the reservation. But this is what we came for. Here are some sheep. And this is a decent ram. Well, in a couple of years, it'll be a decent ram. There's the peninsula and the ever popular cactus. Mexican eagles, including flying off. And another flower. Like I said, lots of flowers and greenery. It's amazing how green it was because of a little bit of rain.
I am just astounded at how lush and green this part of the desert is. It rained here a week or so ago, and this is the result.
Here are a couple still shots to go with that recording. And nothing like a campfire to help soothe the mind and body when you get back from a hard day of hunting. Leaving in the dark in the morning, coming back in the dark at night. Here is the constellation Orion the Hunter.
Well, this is too good a view to pass up. That white truck down below is where we started off. We're just part of the way up to where we need to be.
This shows what the cereus trees look like in bloom, that little blossom at the top. And again, more flowers. you've got to stop and enjoy the little things when you're on a hunt that can be kind of grueling otherwise. This is what happens to a barrel cactus when the javelinas get to it. And it was really rocky, tough walking in many places.
This is what really good desert bighorn country looks like. The first time they've ever been in this canyon, they didn't know that there was a road coming in. Just been told that there's a big one. Well, we're still up on the ridge, going around another bend. And so just figured it's so amazingly beautiful here, I thought I'd take out of the video. I think we're about to head up over this ridge. One of the guides spotted a nice ram across the valley going over the next ridge. So we may have a bunch of walking ahead of us. Well, the sheep that we chased down this wash turned out to be small. A total of 3 rams, a bunch of ewes, but nothing that was legal. But it sure felt like sheep hunting.
This gives an indication of what the roads are like, if you want to call them roads. On day 4, we headed south to this mountain range because there was a report of a ram in the area. We didn't find it. Of course, we found cholla cactus. But we also found this old shed.
Well, we started off at the truck down the lower right and then climbed up to this ridge over there. Stopped and glassed for quite a while. Come along the ridge further, stop and glass for a while at each place. Look into these different drainages. Not saying what we need to see.
Again, we ate really well when we got back at the end of the day. And here are just some nice shots of cactus and sheep. It's always nice to see sheep when you're out sheep hunting, even if they're young ones. And once again, yeah, there's doves on top of many of the cacti. And this is the biggest grasshopper I've ever seen. And here are some Mexican eagles on their nest in the Sonora cactus. They're really very amazing birds. Saw them many times flying in the air, including this one flying through the air. And here we are once again on yet another ridge looking for sheep. And here's a whole cave full of sheep droppings. Lots and lots of sheep droppings. And this is me, having a good time. This is Dan, glassing, as we always were. And of course, there are more flowers everywhere. And this is a water bottle my son gave me many years ago. I've carried it on 5 continents now. On day 7, we finally saw some shooter rams there on the left peak there. This shows where I took the shot from. And this shows a zoom in on that. There's a tall cactus. To the right of that is a cereal tree.
Is that him that just stood up?
Yes.
He's facing away. I've got no shot.
Yep.
He's hardcoring away right now.
Yeah. I could take that shot, but I might hit the tree. I'm just a little bit off to the left.
Let's see if he turns sideways.
Okay, now he's. I'm going to take the shot.
He's quartering away, so aim in the middle of his stomach. Over him, I think. He's going up on top. Either went over him or right through. I think it went over him. He went up over the top.
He's gone?
Yep.
Le pegó. Dan. Sí, aquí. Sí cayó, dices.
Hit? Huh?
Cayó, cayó. Sí cayó. That's dead. Kevin, next team.
Over? Yeah.
Sí.
Oh, did he miss? Did he fucking miss? No, he killed him.
Yeah.
Killed him.
Yeah.
Woo!
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello! Cayó? This is the view from where the ram was, looking back at the wash where we took the shot. And here's the big, beautiful ram. Nice dark horns. Very, very happy. Got a cereals tree in the background there. Here I am with my Seri Indian friends, a major team effort, and also Dan. And here's me with the Outfitters, Alex and Jeremiah. And this shows that other sheep showed up afterwards. You know, zooming in a whole bunch, you can actually see what it looks like. Okay, the sheep was spotted with the road, which is the gray ridge above the white triangle ridge, or white triangle area. And then we came down the wash here a mile and a half or so, and down to here. And then about the center there on the ridge just the side of the wash is where we took the shot. And there's the Sea of Cortez. And this Cedios tree here. This type of tree is found only within about 100 miles of here. And they were bedded down right there. And then mine stood up and I took the shot. And he went over this ridge and went maybe 30 yards. He's down right there. More of the Sea of Cortez. And then we get into more mountains. We were glassing this area yesterday. Then we came a little bit further north to here. I'd say that this is definitely sheep country. Time to start our 2-mile hike back to the truck. Here's Dan with the sheep and a cereals tree, looking back towards what we have to get through to get back to the truck, looking back up at where the sheep had been, and marching our way up the valley. One last ride in the truck, scraping paint off the side with all the bushes. And listening to the radio. Everybody very happy at this point. So we ended up having a very nice dinner once again that night, including bacon wrapped shrimp, which are very good. This is the Altera rifle that I used. It was Dan's rifle. This is the accommodations I had. Third world, but very nice. And here is the Sonora Desert, the way back to Hermosillo, view from my hotel room, including a view of a burned out casino up on the hill. Here's the airport, heading home, and thanks to Agave Outfitters.